All right, so I'm supposed to say some stuff here. This is a really great crowd. Very humbled by the attendance and the people that have come today. A lot of respect for all of you. So thank you so much. This event will be as good as the attendees that have chosen to come, which means it should be a really, really great event. So thank you so much. I'm going to go through some housekeeping options. I'm going to introduce you a little bit to what FIG is for many of you who have never heard of FIG. And then we're going to introduce our speakers and go through the summit. So first of all, I want to introduce what our slogan or mantra is going to be for the FIG Summit. It is Be More. The goal is that everyone who comes here walks out as more of an individual, with more character, with more knowledge, with more capacity, and with much better relationships as well. So that's the goal that's going to come out of this event, is to be more than you were when you got here. So that's what we hope to have happen. First of all, I got to introduce this guy. So Mike Miller, where are you at? There he is, right in the back here. Here's a picture of him. That's him in live, right in the back corner there. Mike Miller is the founder of Fourplex Investment Group and started this company when the market was in the bottom of the market. And he's been a builder for 20 plus years, but I have a couple images to actually explain who he is that I find interesting. So here's the first one. This image reminds me of who Mike Miller is, because one of his favorite slogans to share with me that I've heard time and time again is there's no luggage rack on a hearse. And that phrase comes from the aspect of when you die, you don't take things with you. Mike is a person of an abundant mindset. There is nothing that he owns that he is not willing to give to someone else that needs it. And I've always loved that about him. And he takes that same attribute into the business world. If he creates a business, he wants everyone that's involved with him in the business to have everything that they can get out of it as long as he can survive. And that's been his mindset from the time that he started a business years ago and from the time that I've worked with him as well. Something I really love about Mike Miller. Another thing, he's a just do it guy. We know what this logo is, and we've all seen it before. It's a great company, and Mike just does it. He doesn't think about it. We have that in common. He's an actor. He's an action taker. So when Mike wants to do something, he just finds a way to do it, might start acting, and then figure it out along the way. And it's an amazing attribute to have because he breaks himself into uncomfortable areas in the business world and figures it out along the way. Next, anyone heard of a border wall lately? Mike's construction company got the contract. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening down there. But this wall represents the barriers of freedom. And Mike doesn't see barriers. Mike, like these people here, sees opportunity. He's not going to let the wall stop them from trying. They're going to climb it, get over it, find out what's on the other side. And Mike, in any challenge, is going to find out where the opportunity is. So there's some attributes of Mike Miller I wanted to introduce to you. So what is this company, FIG? Who here has heard of or invested with FIG? Awesome. Okay, very good. So a lot of you know what FIG is. A lot of you have not. Who has never really heard of FIG before this summit? Okay, awesome. And then there's a few that don't want to raise your hand. Totally cool, I get it. FIG, Fourplex Investment Group. We do development, land development. We do building. We have a real estate brokerage, Remax Equities brokerage that I own, and then property management as well. So we're full service, turnkey, multifamily. How it started was, again, back in the turn of the market in the wrong direction. Mike Miller was doing spec homes with hard money loans because banks wouldn't lend at the time, and I was selling them as a regular realtor. Great experience. We sat in the office and said, well, where are some opportunities in the marketplace that we can build and sell and not compete with these big box builders? Because to compete with them with their buying power and their systems is just too hard. They have land holdings that are large. And at the time, I was working with quite a few clients that wanted stability, and Mike Miller had had a good experience with multifamily in the past. He said no matter what the market did, it was a good thing to hold, and my renters stayed regardless of if the market was good or bad. And so I said, well, why don't we build multifamily? And then Mike had the genius idea of doing it in full-on communities, attaching an HOA to it, and they look and feel like townhomes or condos. They operate like it. They're managed like an HOA, and then we would manage the whole thing for the clients. And the first project we did was in Pleasant Grove, Utah. It was 9 fourplexes. There's someone in here that was one of our first believers. He bought 3 of those fourplexes, and we're grateful for his faith and trust, and he still invests with us to this day. But we sold out that whole development within 30 days of launching it. It was a great opportunity for our investors, a really cool experience for us, and we realized we might be onto something, and we had no intention in the beginning of actually creating a business. It was, how do we sell stuff to make money when stuff doesn't sell in the market that we were in at the time? And it worked. So then we kept going. So since that date, we've sold well over $300 million that's been built, and we're up to almost $500 million in sales. And we're in Utah, Idaho, and Texas. And so the company continues to grow. So here's a little bit about the kind of communities that we've built. This is in Vineyard, Utah. In Vineyard, we've developed close to 600 doors. They all look very similar to this. So you can see the difference of a fourplex in our communities are a full-blown townhome, managed. They have amenities, and the landlord doesn't have to worry about their ownership experience. Our typical investor has zero desire to be a landlord. Our typical investor says, I have extra disposable income, and I want someone else to be the landlord on my behalf and send me checks that make me happy. That's our client. And we've been able to do that time and time again. And so that's who FIG is. And so why did FIG put on a summit to talk about FIG for only about these 5 minutes that you'll hear about FIG today, and to talk about a whole lot of other business opportunities for the rest of the day and a half? Well, we come from a mindset of abundance. Mike has a mindset of abundance. I have a mindset of abundance. And we wanted to bring our clients together to say, hey, this is what we do, but there's so many other opportunities in this real estate space that are fantastic. Some of our clients potentially are outgrowing us and now don't want to do residential loans, but want to do larger commercial projects or do syndications. We're going to learn about that. And so we have many different professionals here that I'm really excited to learn from myself, that people that have come will be able to gather some great information and networking with. So let me tell you about a few things you'll want to know. Everyone got a badge. People with a blue badge are attendees, and we appreciate you coming, so grateful to have you. People with a red badge or a red lanyard are attendees and are either on a panel, a speaker, or represent FIG in some way. That way you can stand out and kind of see who's who. And then there's these dots. The dots go on the badge to say, I have a deal I want to talk about, if you have a red dot, or I have a green dot because I want to invest capital. I want to do a syndication and I want to put my capital into it, or whatever you want to put that capital to work on. That's why you have a green dot. I've been to a lot of conventions and summits. And the thing that's always hard is a name tag it's hard to introduce yourself to someone you don't know with just a name tag. So I thought, this is real estate. Let's get a better icebreaker. And our color says, I have something to talk to you about. So that's the whole purpose of that. Hope you use it. I hope you find it useful, and new relationships come from that. So that's what the dots are all about. I forgot to jump into our sponsors. So First Colony Mortgage and Suncor Financial are our 2 platinum sponsors. They are the main sponsors for this summit and help financially to put a lot of it on. And so we're really grateful for them. If I could get a round of applause for them. And Lane Aldrich, are you here? And Curtis Ray? They might be out running their areas, but when you look around, Lane Aldrich, Curtis Ray, Porter Shumway are representing those organizations. Then we have Hall Labs. Is Brett Wilkie in here right now, by chance? They might still be at their booths. Brett Wilkie with Hall Labs. Hall Labs is a think tank. They're a tech company. Their history, they started off, they invented the black diamond drill bit and sold it for a lot of money to Schlumberger, which is a large oil company. Now they're a think tank operation on the border of Provo and Springville. They are a car manufacturer. They they call themselves market disruptors, but basically they create awesome technology, take it to the market enough to disrupt the market, and then get acquired. And so that's what they're here to talk about, is a lot of their things that they're working on right now. And then Expedia Cruise Ship Centers is Nikel here, back corner over here. So we'll be announcing some cool things that might happen with what we're doing in the next year or so. But they also have great travel packages. And so they'll be in the meal area as well. You can talk to them. And then Hill Insurance is Jared here. Jared's right here. Jared single-handedly does all of FIG's insurance needs, from the builder to the development to the clients. And the main thing, we've actually gone through many insurance providers. When I met with Jared, I said one thing. I said, Jared, I don't ever want to hear from a client anything about insurance. If you make that happen and do it at the right price, you're in. And I haven't heard about insurance. And it's been so great to have a great service provider to take care of our clients on insurance. And he shopped out and saved you all and us a lot of money in the process getting great policies. So thank you very much. You can sit down. Okay, next. Speakers. I have, sorry, I'm going to run back over here. Thank you. A little bit of housekeeping on our speakers. I got a call earlier this week. Anyone heard of Real Estate Guys Radio? Okay, a couple hands. If you haven't, great podcast, awesome website, great knowledge. So Russell Gray is coming in. He was supposed to be here last night. He calls earlier in the week and says, Steve, I am so sorry. I would love to come to the summit. Robert Kiyosaki just called me, and he wants to film on Friday for this next event that we're doing. I'll move him to Monday. He'll go to Monday if you want, and I'll still keep all my commitments. But if you can just swap speakers, that would really help me out. And I kind of just sat there like, you're willing to do us over Robert Kiyosaki? Maybe I want you to do that. Like, no. I thought we can make that work. And Carrie Cook is in here somewhere, is one of our presenters from Ignite Funding back in the back there. She was so willing to actually swap with Russell Gray. So if you go to the schedule in your books, they're wrong. And I apologize. And on the website is wrong in a different way. And I apologize. We had a lot of last-minute shuffles just late last night. So on the front of every single room is the list of speakers and their times, and they, I believe, are 100% correct. So the convention center was great to react and help me put the schedules on all of them. So look on the doors, the screens that are in the front of each room, and you'll know exactly what's presenting at that time. So that's our little housekeeping item on that. All right. Deal desk. The deal desk, people had the opportunity to submit their deals online. The first 5 people got lift passes to Sundance Resort to go skiing. There's a good storm coming in this weekend, so if you go on Monday, it's probably going to be the best powder. But then there's 2 more doses coming after that if you want to get some good powder coming in to Sundance. So great skiing coming up here. I hope you enjoy it. If you're going during the week sometime, call me. I'd love to join you. So we have the deal desk. That's opportunities that people presented their deals that they want syndication partners with or want to sell as well. So those are notated in the brochure that you all got. And then we have the bus tour. The FIG agents will be giving out tokens to people that have any interest in the FIG model that are looking to invest with FIG. And we will be doing a chartered bus tour tomorrow at the end of the sessions. Lunch will be provided on the bus, maybe a little swag, and then we'll tour around 3 developments and talk about some new and upcoming projects that FIG will be launching as well, so you can have that information. All right, so I want you to think for just a moment what inspired you to click register, to invest some money to come to this summit, and what made you make that decision. There was something you wanted. There was something you were thinking about that you wanted to fulfill, learn, grow with, make more money, get a new relationship, learn a new skill, whatever it was, what was it that inspired you to be here? And I want you to watch this video here. Can we get the sound on this one? Watch the determination of this little guy. Okay, I love that video. I think it explains so much. Like I saw that video, I'm like, that is real estate right there. You try, and there's a whole bunch of learning experience where you kind of get some scars, you fall on your face, you meet the wrong person, you get the wrong advice, you keep trying, and then the right coach comes in, slows you down, centers you, gives you a pat on the butt, and then you wait, and you nail it. And then that joy that they have between mentor and follower, father and son in this situation, is so real. You succeed, you figure it out, and it actually works. And it's so hard when you're at the beginning of your real estate investing career because that first one is the hardest. And then getting the first net worth of 100,000 is really hard. And then to become $1 million net worth is hard. But all of a sudden it goes to 2 million, 3 million. It rockets forward. The momentum picks up because you know how to make quicker decisions. You know how to get rid of the riffraff and to dial it in. So the goal is to find out in this summit who you connect with. Who's going to be that person that centers you, lets you slow down, put a great plan together, and have that feeling when you've nailed it with real estate, because it can happen. So, can you go forward one? I know we all want to watch it again too, because it was great. Okay, here's some ROI tips. So here's a couple B's, some things that will really work to make this event really successful for everyone here. So be curious. Come in with an open mind. We don't know it all. None of us. No one that presents knows it all. We're all learning. And for people with attention issues, like the guy standing on the stage, it's awesome because I never get bored in real estate. It's so dynamic. It's always changing. And so I love that I get to learn over and over and over again with what's happening in the market. So be curious today. The next thing is be abundant. Don't be a me monster. Be here to learn and give, and it'll be a very rewarding experience. Be teachable. Take lots of notes. Put action plans together. As you'll notice, you're going to see some cameras roaming around throughout the sessions. Every session that's happening in these rooms along this wall here will be recorded. They're professionals. It'll be great quality, good audio. We'll publish it all out to you. So you may think, oh, shoot, there's 2 or 3 or 4 classes all at the same exact time. Why did you do that, Steve? Sorry, but I don't want you here 3 days. I tried to pack it all in. Go to what you can. We'll send you the content so you can get it. Every one of these speakers has incredible value to give you. So that will be at your fingertips when the sessions are over. It'll take a while for editing, but we'll get it out to you in a couple weeks. And next thing, be approachable. You got a green dot and a name tag, get to know each other. That's what we're all here for. Last, here's a don't. Don't be weird. This is a quote from one of my best friends, Grant Collard, who will be presenting. This guy is young. He's in his mid-30s. He owns over 27,000 beds. He's a student housing guy. So over 15,000 rentals, 27,000 beds. And we've traveled a little bit together and become good friends. And he had this quote that just stuck with me one time. We were talking about relationships, and he's like, you know, if just people would stop just being weird, everything would be so much easier. So don't be weird today. The weirdest things to do at a summit like this is to be a me monster, to be selfish and think, I need to tell everyone about what I want. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It repels people. So I know everyone here resonates with what I'm saying. If you don't, just listen really close. Don't do that because it's awkward and people don't like it. So have lots of fun, get to know each other and learn and give. And I promise it comes back in abundance by doing that. Okay, anyone know this guy? He's a little darker tone, but looks a lot like me. I know that's what some of you are thinking, possibly. So he's got a quote that I loved. I just heard this recently, and I think it's really applicable in real estate. He said, everyone has a plan until I punch them in the face. Can you imagine getting in the ring with this guy? I can't run fast enough, and he would eventually hit me, and I would fall as fast as I could. But real estate's like that. We have these cool plans, and then we get punched in the face. And the difference is some people get back up and figure it out and try again, and some people run away scared. And so what I want you to get is to stand back up, to learn from the experience and move forward. And my last quote, and then I get to introduce a really cool person. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble, it's what you know for sure that just ain't so. So break down the barriers of your personal thoughts of what you know today and tomorrow, and think maybe there's a slightly different angle that I could learn from, and I'm not quite seeing it how I should. So thank you all for coming. I'm glad you're here. I want to introduce you, Iron Cowboy. This guy is inspiring.